Welcome back, folks. We're doing Made in Brazil versus the Union here, and Roz is going to just show up for 3, trying to get the 4th. We'll get taken down by Burns and Henny coming through as well, and it's Burns in and Henny to combine. Pistol round going to be converted by Made in Brazil. Welcome back, folks. It's Boggs and Exeter back on the mic. And the last match of the night's a best of 1. Made in Brazil let that bomb go down here on Vertigo. The Union, despite the best efforts of Roz, cannot hold that one out. Very high flying pistol round there from him.
Nice work. My Counter-Strike just crashed, so you're going to have to take this one. I'll be there shortly.
Well, it's a force up from both sides. M4's on 3, Famas on 2 for the MIBR side. As for the Union, Galil's on 4 and Gone on a Deagle. Not a terrible look there, and they continue to try and go forward here. More utility flooding in, flying through. Nade for Jota, going deep. And it'll do a little bit of damage on to LCM and Paiva, but it's a bit of a slower paced round right now from both sides. Nobody trying to overextend, nobody trying to give the advantage up to the other side. Henny, Burns, and the ones to hold the site. Jota's there as well. You're back?
I'm back. We're good to go. And I came back just in time to catch Turtle. Finding the opening pick right there. Anchoring down that B bomb site quite nicely. At the very least, just keeping them at bay in the attempts to find some of that side access. So at the moment, look where it leaves off the Union. I mean, they have to walk into this A-side defense, and they're so prepped for this. Henny on this angle, so cheeky in the sandbags. If he continue to walk up, he's going to have himself a freebie. He's got coverage as well from the top of ramp, and this is where they all come striking Henny with 1 and a second. Jota finally strikes from side hall, and Henny shuts things down. The fiery 3K right there gives MIBR their second round.
And winning that second round when you're on that CT side after letting the bomb go down and winning pistol, it's really, really good for your economy. It's really, really good for your early game. And it's a good momentum shift here for MIBR. So, things looking good for MIBR right now. Deagle's up against him. Utility going in. And that's a perfect dunk on Dagon. Unfortunate to be the guy on the receiving end of that hand grenade, but good utility usage here from MIBR in the early going. Another one going deep towards Fork. And it just does a little more chip damage this time.
Oh, they're catching those HEs. So Henny landed an absolute chunky one right there. And they're just going to peek. Full confidence coming through. They threw the one way, but they don't even need it. They're just going to peek around it here looking for some gaps. Henny just tracing them through the smoke. New pickup here for MIBR. And looking very exciting right now, right? This MIBR roster, I know about them quite a bit just from some of the qualifiers they've been through. And they are on the rise. I mean, again, one of the faces at the last major. And looking to keep that pace up. They've got themselves some strategic coaches. They got a great structure. And so now with the introduction of Henny, I think he's bringing in a lot of experience and potential to lift this team up even further than it once was.
Yeah, I mean, Henny's been around the block. Major final appearance back on Immortals. And he brings a lot of flares and Opera too. It's a very good pickup for MIBR, and we'll see if they can continue their run. I mean, actually, I'm curious to see who they would play in the best of threes, because it could be a date between MIBR and Pain, which would be absolutely amazing. So give me a second here. I'm going to go look that up.
I think you're right with that. Or Fluxo, potentially. Not unsure of. There's a couple matches still finishing up, so. But I think for now it's going to be Fluxo that they would be meeting. Or the winner of that game. Fluxo versus
Paqueta.
But all that being said, in the here and now, it looks like opening pick actually swinging in the way of the Union here. It's short-lived, though. Jota is going to find a response back and equalize into the 4-on-4. With that being said as well, Turtle's taking that time to aggress in towards ramp. He does reveal his position by dropping that smoke, but it's really well placed given coverage. Yeah, no gaps in that. Ross thought he had one, but Turtle slips right on by.
Didn't need to go back into a shell either. Just could creep on, boy. Good smoke there, and 4v4 with time starting to burn away. Not a bad situation for MIBR to find themselves in here as time continues to tick down a little bit longer. Utility being prepped for that B site take, and only one player here to defend it is Turtle. But the utility spam is going to clue him in. He doesn't have any utility to counter this, so it's going to be all down to his aim. He's up towards green, and he's going to spray. No, it's actually Henny to come through with a big one, but Roz has the headshot onto Turtle. The one actual site player. Nade's going to come through, and AK picked up. LCM does have an op as well, and Paiva is getting taken down by the HEs. Two players down below half HP. Nice spot by Jota. He spotted a couple of players out here. They don't know where Roz is, though. Keeping an eye on the catwalk run. Roz waiting for an overextension, waiting for a peek. Time is ticking. There's no utility for MIBR, and at this point, they actually might be better off just calling it a save here. There's not really much of an opportunity to get through, considering the defense is posted up by the Union, but they're going to go in. They're going to try and flood their way through. Roz, Paiva will get a couple, and Henny only gets one in return. Union getting their first gun around on the board. A very strong showing, and very disciplined on the hold there, too. Nobody over-peaking.
That's what I was going to say. Discipline was the name of that game for that round. You're talking about just really relying on your teammates to find their kills, to hold their angles, and that's exactly what the Union did in that 3v3. Everyone had their job, and everyone did it successfully for the most part. Only one going down in that, and everyone kind of trading quickly thereafter, so great start, at least for what we're getting out of the Union. Is it enough? Can it keep it going here? No op still in play for MIBR. Henny not rocking that just yet, but Turtle's still going to be tested here on the B bomb site. Very committed towards his spam, and he doesn't realize one's close by. Could get caught off guard here. Ross can't finish the job, but will eventually jumps up for the conversion.
Nice start here for the Union over towards B. But they're still harassing out towards A as well. They haven't really set up a site where they want to take just yet. They're probing around, getting their picks, and doing their due diligence here. Exit over on the site around the boxes is able to pick up one for free. Has a general idea of a second player as well, but it looks to B. He's going to get mollied into death and destruction. One way or another, he will fall, and B will be the end here. Jota, the next man standing for MIBR, does a lot of damage, but he can't finish the job. Flashbangs well timed, well placed, and that is a good one for Denviet to get the kill, and he tries to get some damage done. He takes a lot more than that, so he's calling it a save. He's calling it quits, and Burnson, the other one he's grouping up with, is going to hold the ladder drop. Going is down, AK upgrade. But all things considered, once the guns have come out, the Union have had some very good, solid B takes.
No doubt. B takes. What to keep an eye out for. I mean, Turtle has given up the game here a little bit. You know, last round, you give him the benefit of the doubt. He was kind of that sole mid and B defender. A lot of commitment gambling towards that A side, but right there, he's just super committed inside the smoke. There's no escape for his position, and he just gets caught off guard without a single kill. So the Union capitalize off of that near perfectly. Get another round off the back of it as well. Go TV out for you?
Yes, sir.
Oh, no.
I think you're going to look at our faces here for a minute, folks, because things are going a little sideways.
Not again. Hopefully it gets resolved here soon. I don't think there's a crazy amount of games going on. I don't even know what the issue was yesterday, to be honest with you.
I don't either.
We were good all day today. We didn't have a problem, so surely we should be getting back into things relatively quickly. Who knows?
I hope so. We'll hit that one with a question mark here, because not too sure how things are going to work. Do bear with us, folks, as we try and fix this. It is a live show, so
we'll get it sorted out soon. I will say I'm excited to catch more of this MIBR roster. Not sure how they're going to look, but so far early on, I do really like the introduction of Henny. It's gonna be super exciting to catch him play on this roster.
Well, it was just a temporary break. We just got kicked out of for a second. We're back in here, and the Union are doing a lot of good work here against the Pistols. And it's all down. Actually, they're taking a lot of damage here. This could put them in a very rough spot. Oh, that's a nice shot from LCM, though. Over top, Turtle gets picked from the smoke. Jota, USP, no armor. Not really a prayer in this 1v4. But,
Uh-oh.
oh no.
Oh,
Oh, we're just getting some stutters here.
okay. Yeah. Oh, everyone was actually still in that last one. I thought it was another disconnect, but I saw him running again.
Yeah.
All right. They're good at acting. But I think we're good. Might be a little bit shaky. Who knows? Fingers crossed that everything's stabilized. Either way, another buy round coming through for MIBR here as they get the investments rolling once again. And now it comes down to, are they able to, bolster up that B side defense? I think that's going to be a priority for them. Going to be tested early on. Quickly, the answer is going to be Ross battling it out versus Turtle, who again gets taken down. Not a single kill in this round either. Midlurk spotted out. Khan doesn't commit. He's just trying to draw presence. He's trying to keep those rotates away from that B bomb site. He's doing a great job of it as well. Flashbang going to be dodged out from Yoda. Now, stabilization attempted from MIBR, but that's tough to say. They still got a lot to get back to this 4-on-4. They do want to swing that an advantage back in their favor.
Exit could go uncleared, and that's a good start. Evens things up in a 4v4, but the only thing is the B player was a distraction. Everything's going to end towards A ramp here and on towards the A site. Gun swap here as Pive is a little lower, picks up the Yop, and is going to continue moving forward here. That's an aggressive stance from Henny. Actually, why is MIBR so low on utility? Oh, nice dunk. But still, an extra Molotov, an extra flashbang would be huge. They have 2 pieces of utility with 40 seconds to go, and they're having to fight their way out of a very rough situation. And now we're at a 2v2 level footing as a molly kill comes through as Henny gets, or Burns rather, gets taken down. Jota will bring it to a 2v1 though. All down to Gon, who does have the bomb. And creeping around that side smoke. Could get a reposition on these players, but time's of the essence. Does isolate the first, but he's known. Has to get this one down. Molotov will flush him out of the position. But Exit has taken too late of a peek. Winnable, but Exit has the kill. Has to wait for the Molotov to fade, but he's got more than enough time. No kit upgrade, I don't think. Yeah, he's running around just picking up a utility here. And that might be a scrappy one to retain their lead.
I don't know if there was an op or anything like that, but either way, safe and sound there. Exit closing down that round. I can't remember where it was. Maybe with the HE they got him. Yeah, it was with the HE. There it is. Oh, but a second too shy. No big deal. I was really excited to see Henny with the op, but I guess we'll have to wait a little bit longer. That's fine with me. Either way.
You get Henny with the M4A1.
Take it. Take what I can get.
So will MIBR in terms of what they can buy. It's not going to be pretty either. They're still pretty strapped for cash. Utility's going to be very light. What's Exit going to have for a gun? I don't see anything down for him.
Pause.
Yeah, I'm curious who that pause was.
Figure out what exactly they're going to get here. I don't see any guns down. Moment. Is he on a USP this round? I mean, Henny has... Oh, no, there is a gun. Okay.
Okay.
I see it. All is well. Okay, I was a little bit nervous, but he does grab the AK that he was able to hold on to. And again, right now we're going to see more prioritization on this ramp control heavily from MIBR. I really don't know if that's their primary problem, though. They've been able to hold on to this ground, this important spot of the map, but right now it's really that B side that's been a little bit of a thorn in their side at the moment. Great flash set up to open up proceedings there. That's LCM dropped early on, and he wants more. Earns in. Gotta find multiples here, get that smoke down, stay alive as well. So much value coming through from this one player, and Turtle finally steps up to hold off that B side.
And I think Turtle's got himself a free AK too. Does a little parkour to get down there, but it's all down to Gon now. In a 1v5, the bomb nowhere near. And MIBR looking to get a flawless anti-gun round victory. Great for the bank on the CT side, something which they have failed to establish so far. They probably won't be going for too much of a hunt here either. They just don't want to lose what guns they have, what money they have, especially now that everybody has a rifle. If somebody was on an SMG like an MP9, maybe you can justify it a lot more. But considering what they have in at their disposal right now and what they would be getting in terms of a loss bonus, keep every single player alive here. Do not die. It's going to be a long 40 seconds or so for going, because he doesn't know if he's going to get hunted. But he should be safe and sound. Not quite snug, but safe. It's better than not safe.
No doubt. This is something that is really important to do on your CT side. So it's to build up that economy. I mean, it seems so obvious, but it's something that can get out of control very quickly. If you're not able to build up a bank on that defensive side, and you're always just one round from eco, and puts a lot of extra pressure on your shoulders to make sure you're capitalizing and converting once those rifles do come out from the T side. So the fact that they do remain all 5 alive, they get to purchase up all the utility in the world. They even collect that op in the hands of Henny as well that we get to see for the first time in this map. All very exciting prospects for MIBR to start making a run of things here.
I want to see Henny go aggressive with the op. I'm pretty sure you do too, right?
Of course.
Yeah, Henny with the op, going aggro, hitting shots. It's a beautiful thing to watch. We'll get to see if we get to see the Henny show here. It's a hero, well, the saved rifle on Gon. An upgrade for Roz is they want to go for a half buy here. Everybody's staying around 2K. Gon's getting boosted up, though. Has to be very careful not to get caught out. He does the catching, but he's burning alive. Clutch smoke coming through. That's a Minecraft water bucket-esque clutch there as he's almost dead. His teammate, too, gets that one extinguished in the nick of time. There was an HE to be tossed, though, down towards the generator. They would all be dead. Unfortunately for MIBR, they don't have one, nor do they know the damage that they have dealt. They're still down a player, and ultimately, that is the problem. The first problem they have to solve is getting back to a 4v4, and from there, they can try and establish their round, but minimizing casualties is going to be very important for MIBR this round. And the Union are content to just wait this one out and see if MIBR get a little too over-aggressive and try and force them into an unfavorable duel.
Like the worst idea. Execution going in towards B, and look who is left to defend it. It's Exit who hasn't shown presence, but doesn't realize how close they already are. Another kill coming through from Roz on the low HP bar, but it doesn't matter. And look at this decision coming through. An op on the retake. Sure, they have a little bit of utility, but there's no interest in MIBR to actually make map movements to try this retake. The Union. What an easy round, and again, it comes at the helm of that B bomb site. It's been where all of the struggle for MIBR lie in, and that struggle continues.
I'm thinking he put the op there. Take a stairs peek early. Flash him down and take a stairs peek. Because whatever's going on B is not working right now. You need to mix it up. And they have tried to mix it up a little bit, but it's led to the same end result. And the Union are probably going to keep on targeting B as they have found a weakness. They're going to exploit it until it gets fixed. And considering they had 3 Glocks into this round, there's no way MIBR should be losing it, especially without getting a single kill.
Right, that was just a little too easy right there for the Union in terms of their access. I think that's the 3rd time that we've seen Turtle go down first as well, so I mean, not usually a player that you harp on too much. He's usually very solid. Right now, just struggling a little bit in the early stage. Needs to warm up. It will help him out, though. Exit has been kind of leaning towards B, at least in the early stages, and he looks to do so again. Turtle fully committed, though, and it's another round that just drops instantly. There's a full commitment on that position with no support. There's nothing that Exit can really do to help.
Roz has just mollied himself into an awkward angle, and the nade comes in to just add insult to injury or salt in the wound, whichever one you so prefer. But the end result is Turtles down first, as you were harping on, as you were mentioning it. You got a bit of a case in point Exhibit A example there. And that's something that needs to be changed for MIBR. Maybe it's you need to play a little more passive towards B. I don't know. The aggression hasn't worked. The passivity hasn't worked. The one thing they haven't tried is putting the op there. And given the fact it's Henny, too, I don't see how you could ever consider that a bad idea.
Yeah, I have to agree. Maybe some aggressive movements. They just needed something a little bit extra to back that up right there. Turtle was in no man's land in the most literal sense.
Yeah. Maybe even a teammate to flash behind him so he can get an easier duel. Or get out a dodge. Something. It's just a little too one note.
this side hall setup, though. Really trying to bait out that op shot, but you're not getting past Henny right there. Not crouching. That's for sure. 20 seconds left on the clock. They're just now starting to take B, but you actually do see Exit find that first kill. He needs to find a whole lot more, and he does just that. 2 headshots delivered from him, and he's taking minimal damage. There's still only 10 seconds left. They have to fully commit to this B side. Exit still standing tall as ever. Another kill from him. He'll single-handedly stop this B take here. And is there enough time? There just is, but it's still a 1v3 down to 17 HP. He's just not going to cut it. Not in this round, and maybe all the problems, all the solutions just come in the form of Exit finding 3 kills. Is that replicable, though? I don't know.
I don't think so. I think that there still needs to be the end question answered of what do you do on B? How do you stop the Union from exploiting so much space and pressure on towards that B site? What is the call here? What is the play if you're MIBR? How do you fix this? And it looks like Turtle's going back towards B. We'll see if he's going aggressive again. He does have a spawn for it, and he is going down towards stairs, drops the nade, and he's hitting wood wall.
Good lord, he almost walked into that op shot right there. I mean, it's such an absurd risk. If he would have gone down again, I think that's just inexcusable. He's running into these same plays over and over again, and I feel like maybe he just needs to cool off a little bit in terms of the aggression. He's getting a flash set up here. Oh, the flash misses. Maybe it just didn't quite catch him. I don't know.
It was a flash for the guy behind the box. It was a flash for people on the underside area.
Yeah. And he's down first once again.
Yep. Exit. That's a good spot. Spot's the second as well. But again, I have the same sentiments about that early peak. And if you're the Union, if you're flipping this around here, you know you're posting somebody early to go and try and get that pick because you know it's coming every single round. The op was evidence of that. And Exit's just having to buy time now. Has no MIBR's used all their utility again? They're just utility spamming the early going to where they have no utility with like 40 seconds to go in the round. That's another huge problem.
At least they got that flash off, though. That was very effective. It allowed Exit to find another kill. Flank coverage coming through from LCM, but just in time. Really patient from Yota. He knows these timings. He knows these angles. He shines in these positions. And now the chase down coming through. The flank is in. Last player spotted, and that's an easy mop up there for Henny. But again, man, it's Exit who recovers with 3 kills in the round, man. He did it back to back.
It was replicable.
Yeah, this is exactly what we talked about. Another case in point example of Exit's prowess. And, you know, again, Turtle. We'll see what he's up to this round.
Aggressive down towards B stairs. He's got the spawn. There's no way he's not going to go for it.
I mean, I appreciate that he got flashed at least in that last round, right? That's something you can take home. It was unfortunate that that didn't work for them, but they're going to keep on testing him here, and I don't really blame them for trying it. Wally's very good, though.
Don't do that. Don't do it, Turtle. Thank you. I thought he was going to drop down. I thought he was going to go for a fight there. He's still very aggressive, but... And there he goes. He's taking the fights. He's going to spray down one, gets the bomb spot, but he has to be careful not to get overwhelmed. They have to minimize their casualties on rounds against the pistols. That's nice. And he got a TK. Jumped off the 51st floor. Ayo. And there's the last. That's a good confidence boost for Turtle. I just hope he doesn't take it and go bonsai in towards the bottom of stairs this round.
Yeah, you put up a great point, right? Yeah, it's a big confidence booster. He's finally able to shut things down. Granted, versus pistol, sure, but at the very least, he's able to get some kills on that B-side defense, which is huge because it hasn't been the case in most of these rounds. Still, the Union don't have a lot to bring to the table here in this one. LCMM, he could afford an op, but he'd be on the glass cannon, which is not fun on Vertigo. Utility definitely shines in this map. So him being on that glass cannon puts him on a bit of a liability here. We'll see what he goes for. He's going to elect into that.
I'm surprised. I feel like the glass cannon works a lot better on the CT side than it does on the T side in general. And glass cannoning on T side, Vertigo is like glass cannoning on overpass T side. Except there's even less room for you to work with. It just really ties at least one hand behind your back. Let's say ties a hand and a half behind the back. That's a nice pick from Exit, though. Very aggressive in towards mid. And Gets the opening pick. Turtle actually playing very passive off of that round. Sitting back on the site proper, has help from Exit, who's now retreated. And the Union trying to bait MIBR into peaks. Might just get punished for this. Henny's now the one to go aggressive. That's what we want to see from him. The latest addition to the MIBR roster. Nade's going to come through, do a little more to LCM as well, the glass cannon opper. But all things considered, MIBR looking like they're stabilizing off the back of that timeout, which was presumably called by the Union.
Now, Holden said it's still a very solid half from them as well. They're sitting at 8-4. If they can keep this up, then they'll be golden heading into the second half, and it doesn't look like they're going to stop. Exit's been a real lifeline for them everywhere on the map, specifically in saving them in some of those B defenses. So great work being done from him so far. Hold setting another one of these double IV setups that they got going on. Henny spots out the shoulder. He goes out wide. He's not going to let you keep on jiggling him. He finds himself another, shutting things down. Henny back to the classics here in LCM. There's nothing you can do. Maybe saving onto this is the best case scenario. Jota will fall, but he's not getting out of this one alive. Yeah, Burns is going to chase him down, and that's a 9th now.
9th and a potential double op. They don't elect to go for it, which, considering it is Vertigo, makes a lot of sense. Double op retakes, not the most fun in the world. But it's pistols for the Union here, and a chance for double digits for MIBR on the CT side of Vertigo. A very good spot to be in now, despite how things were looking kind of rough in the early to midway point. And when you look over at Turtle now playing a little more aggressive again this round, he's not going to get really that first point of contact. Exit's taken down. Jota does get a second with a Molotov kill, but Turtle gets picked off now. And there comes that B-side weakness exploited to the fullest by the Union on a pistol round, a half-by round. But Henny's bringing it back a little bit more, drops the op back, and he's picked off one. Nade going in, not going to catch anybody, neither will the Flames. As Burnson's coming through as well. Henny does have a flash, as does Burns, and the flash needs to go into entry on towards the site. Burnson peeks out wide, spots out the first. Dan Viet, the one to fall, and that's all down to LCM. Smoke on the bomb, LCM spotted. Somebody's got to go pick up the op for Henny, or Henny can go pick it up for himself as Burnson hops on the bomb, which is taken away. The op should be able to be recovered here. It will. And MIB... What? Henny?
I mean, he has max money, and next round is last, so he could just buy it if he wanted to, but... Alright. He's not going to. Oh, there it is. Okay.
I was confused.
He does buy it. I was about to say, I was like, I mean, surely you just have him on the op. I don't care, like, what sort of aggressive play he's going to be going for. It's just better if he has an op.
Yeah.
But he will grab it eventually. Look at this. They bolster up that B-side setup. He gets that nade off. This time, Exit with the spawn is going to grab it. And there's a lot of presence here towards mid and B. A lot more support offered up. Utility being thrown down from Jota, who throws all of his nade sets. And Turtle's going to capitalize off the back of it. It's a brilliant start. He goes for more, though. Overstays his welcome. And now it leaves Exit with a little bit of pressure on his shoulders to offer up the defense.
Well, if there's one guy you want to have on the defense, it's Exit. So there's one silver lining for MIBR. Problem, though, Exit only has a smoke. Jota has no utility at all. But Exit has a kill. That's not even on the low HP player of Gone. This is really helpful here for MIBR. Molotov going to go in. Perfectly timed smoke to extinguish that saw. The Molotov bottle flying towards him. He decides he doesn't want anything to do with getting singed. Jota down aggressive in through. Sprays down LCM and towards T-Spawn, actually. But there still is a little bit more that needs to be done here for MIBR. Dan Viet coming through. Jota around the stairwell, getting caught out. Not expecting the second player here. And the B-side take has not yet been completely initiated. Now it's collapsing in towards an A-side push. But Burnson's holding here as Henny came in to reinforce the ace or the B side of things, and it's going to be a ramp play with 24 on the clock to try and salvage this round for the Union. But an 11-4 looks very likely, especially now that Henny's got the nade prepped. It's going out. It will not connect, but he's got the angle. All three remaining MIBR players converging on the site, and it's all down to Gone. And he does have one nice shot, but he can't get more than that. 11-4 for MIBR. And they do stabilize things quite well. It was a bit of a messy half, despite what the scoreline would suggest, though.
Yeah, I mean, that B side was struggling there, and it does make me wonder, you know, was Turtle always that anchor player, or was he more so, stuck towards that A side? If this is a new spot on the map for him in Vertigo, you do kind of give him the benefit of the doubt, a little bit of a break there, given, a couple of roster changes. Either way, I mean, 411, given the fact that that was a relative weakness for them, is very, very solid. And again, like I said, you got to give a lot of credit to Exit for pulling a couple of those rounds back. There's no doubt about it. We'll see how this T side fares up for the MIBR roster. A lot of utility, atypical here. There's 3 sets coming through from MIBR.
Three sets of utility aggression coming in towards B stairs, but it's the ramp push that LCM is not able to get out of dodge for. He's going to get mowed down from behind, but they're going to go back. Exit at the very least. Keep an eye on his backside. Golden's going to get caught out. And now MIBR really have the full map at their disposal. They can run it back towards B. They can commit for the A take. They've thrown things into confusion for the Union with a bit of aggression coming in from Paiva. They have 2 on towards the A site, Paiva and Danviet. But Danviet's getting aggressed on. Paiva stuck on side as well. Danviet gone. Molotov coming through, and it looks like it's going to be a perfect 5 alive here for MIBR. Unless Roz has something special up his sleeve. Time's going to be ticking. Kit a little out towards side hall. And MIBR looking for a shutdown offense here. 2-minute drill style just to put this one to bed.
I'm not going to lie, man. It looked like they were planning up some crazy high IQ side execute. But then you really take a look at the reality of that round, and at the end of the day, they had a 5-on-1 before they ever even had those left and right smokes land. So they just went for a round that they could have bought 5 bits of armor for, realistically, and won it just like that. But, I mean, hell, if you're going to buy all that util, you might as well use it.
Yeah, why buy armor when you can buy utility, even if you're just going to rush? You have
you're just going to headshot him anyways. But...
Hold W, mouse 1, Glock it out. When in doubt, Glock it out.
Works well for the MIBR camp, there's no doubt, but there's
That's
a force buy
Bog's Law.
in response. Bog's Law. You've heard of Bogdan's Law. This is a new addition to the Counter-Strike books. It's fitting on the 10-year anniversary. Ooh, I like this. Gonna throw that on top of the site if they ever do hear that plant, potentially.
It's a force up from the Union, though. They kind of have to at this point, right? Down 12-4. They can't really afford to lose this round. They have to go for more. They're not going to go overly aggressive. Don't want to give the guns the range advantage that they assume MIBR has. But in comes the utility from Made in Brazil. Starting to really push their way up through the ramp. Converging on towards the A side. Everyone committing for this one from the looks of things now. But flash is going up. Smoke's out. LCM coming in. Jolta just oh, I thought it was an enemy there for a second. I got freaked out. I was like, oh wait, he could get the timing there, but no.
No friendly fire here. All is well at the moment. But here's the thing, like I said up there earlier, Favi's got a lot of HEs on top of him, and look at this. He's just now dumping it. 1 HE thrown in. He's got 3 more right under, or 2 more rather, right underneath him. He's throwing them now here. This could be a kill on the Burns, and catches 3 of those HEs. It's a lot of damage done, and still Danviet holding down the line here with the CZ. Eventually to be dropped, but look at Exit and Burnson, both on 7 HP combined. They can close this one out, trying to find some shots with the Glock. Eventually, Henny will realize he needs to get the guns out. 10 seconds, but the molly doesn't land, and so safe plants could come through. Henny's going to start to punch in those numbers, but Avi finds another headshot there and makes it a double. Exit in a 1-on-2 with the MAC-10. It's just not going to happen. Surely he's on the chase, but yeah, he'll get chased down. And the Union pull off a big round right there.
Did you see how many rounds of ammunition Henny had left when he was glocking out and then swapped back to the Galil?
I mean, he swapped back to the Galil and started shooting it.
He had 4 rounds. 4 rounds, nothing else. No spare magazines, 4 bullets.
Oh, he spammed all of his bullets?
Yup. That's why he had the Glock out.
What?
I agree. Chat can't see the emotion you put in there. I can.
Just distress, like, why?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, like, it's not like old Vertigo, right? You're not shooting a wood wall. It's pretty hefty protection, and Galil doesn't even do that much damage while banging.
No,
But they might just
what?
recover it here. Henny just deletes one and nearly kills another.
No, not like this. Not like this. Surely not. Gone. Spraying down one. Takes quite a bit of damage. Two players at 16 and 13 HP for the Union. For MIBR, it's 21 and 30. But what's MIBR have to lose in this round? Absolutely nothing. The Union have the opportunity to basically get everything ruined. Losing to pistols would be a death nail for them. That's big from LCM. Doesn't take much damage either. But that was a low HP player in Jota. Raw out towards the B stairs. MP9 in hand. Has to be careful not to jump off the ledge. Doesn't want to leave this round just yet, if at all. Time not yet becoming a factor for MIBR, but they're going to have to go a bit faster here. Burns in mode down. Dan Viet holding out towards middle. But Henny and Turtle with a lot to do in a 2v4. One ding for the P250 can take out LCM, though. And the other player out towards A is Dan Viet, who is a one-shot by these pistols. The spray's coming through, and the kill does come through. The only problem is they don't have armor. The rotations are coming through. A bomb plant at this point would be a bit of a miracle. HE? No. I think they're conceding.
Worth it to die, though. You want to get some money here. But, oh my god, another kill from Turtle. Making things a whole lot more interesting. The HE's been picked up and some more damage done. That HE's going to catch him as well. Chasing him down. That's one kill in, and Henny almost finds the last. Down to 46 HP for Roz. How do they even make these rounds possible? I don't understand, but the Union's wiping the sweat off their brow after that one.
Yeah, a round they should have had clean, one that comes down to a 1v1. And we talked about the CT economy in the previous half, in the previous map, and the matches too. That is incredibly detrimental to the Union and their CT economy. Glass cannon op for LCM. M4's minimal utility, one defuse kit. It's getting down to the wire here, down to brass tacks. And, well, with that opening pick on the Turtle, it's good. LCM gets the man advantage back for the Union. And for MIBR, a little overzealousness perhaps on towards that yellow tarp control. They're backing away now, looking to go back towards B. And the Union with an opportunity now to stabilize their economy a little more and maybe pitch defense here, maybe make a case for the comeback.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we haven't seen too much of the CT side, and there hasn't been really one specific weakness. They've only lost that pistol, so if they can bolster up good defense, then they'll be back in the running. Gons dropped the bomb as well, so that's an early alarm bell on that first brilliant molly from Roz to follow suit. They're just going to be stuck within another 10 seconds, allowing for another 10 seconds of rotations from the Union. And Henny going for spam that he oh so loves, but going to be bested by Gon and Roz to finish the job right there. Brilliant stuff from the Union. And now another eco. I mean, they could be right back in this game here.
Yeah, I mean, a couple more rounds on the board, and they are right back in this one. It is an incredibly close one, despite that early start at 11-4. But this one is getting very, very down to the wire now. And LCM is in a really risky spot, and that's exactly why the trade comes in very late. And that's the opt-down for the count. Good utility damage and response for the Union, but they can't allow MIBR to be able to get these kinds of free kills when they're only on the pistols. These are the rounds that need to be clean.
No doubt. Ooh, and Henny slipped a bit of a net here. Nice reaction, though, from Dan Viet, not allowing for that to get out of control. Making sure that things are safe and sound. So back in towards B. They're going to test the waters here, but Roz has just been so patiently waiting. Look at this full utility belt with a minute left on the clock jiggling out. Does have to be careful because the Tech 9s are scaling. And there you go, the initial peek with the molly to follow suit here. Chases in from Turtle. He's looking for his revenge on the B side, but waiting for his teammates to get a little bit closer first. Oh my god.
This is necessary for the Union, trying to mop this one up clean. Dan Viet's on the flank, and he gets the SMG kill bonus 3, 1800 in the bank. And the Union getting a little bit more going for him here on the CT side of Vertigo. The T side struggling to get anything going. Wheels spinning in the mud right now. And LCM will get that op back too, more importantly. Henny not going to go for one, doesn't have the funds to. AK's across the board for MIBR. But at what point, if you're MIBR, do you call a timeout? Because things are getting a little nerve-wracking, a little too close for comfort here very quickly. And they haven't really been able to even get the bomb down on this T side so far. It's been a very big struggle for them to get much ground against the Union.
Yeah, I mean, gave away that big anti-force by kind of donated to the Union there off of some good play from them. And since then, there's been some signs of life on ecos, though, for the most part, right? We haven't seen too much on these gun rounds. They've been thwarted every step of the way. They look to test the waters. They've bolstered up this B-bomb site with an AWP of LCMM. Looking to hold down the line. They've got so much presence here, such a good crossfire. It keeps MIBR at bay, and they really, really wanted to fight for that control. They just could not grab it. Turtle has no utility left. They're going to be forcing their hands back in towards A, where Enviat finds the first kill. He is limited to just one, but again, he spots out so much information and the bomb.
They have time to rotate around if they really want to. They don't need to commit to this A site take, but I think they are going to go back towards B. I think it's just going to be Burns and being the human decoy here. If he can get a pick or two, that's nice, but if not, no big deal. He's going to go down for free, so the human decoy has now served its purpose. They know it's going to be a B take, and Roz sitting here on the side boxes drops his smoke for any potential Molotovs to come through, gives him a better angle, a couple different angles to work around. Flashed into the open, though. Nice work there from Turtle and Exit to combine. Gon's already on the flank, though. Exit's watching. That's a huge dual one-man advantage to MIBR. Turtle sprays down Paiva, and LCM is calling it quits. He's backing away with the AWP. Wants to save the big green gun. And he's going to start continuing to scale backwards and give up this room, but exits all the way towards A ramp. And if they can take out the op, it would be huge economic damage to the Union. Not to mention the fact they would get to their 13th round of 16 very, very quickly. MIBR looking like they're finally getting a little traction here. String a couple rounds together. This one's getting very close to being done in their favor.
Yeah, big win right there. I was going to say, you need to call a timeout here if you're not winning this round. I think that's when it's appropriate. But the fact that they closed that out, and again, it kind of required some difficult clawbacks. Turtle had a great entry set up by Exit, who, again, I think he's looking to turn up this half. He's back to the Turtle we expect in the second half. Found 2 entries on that B side, really saving the day in terms of MIBR, because they were getting shut down at every access point in terms of attempting map control. So great work from him to try and change the tides. It's a bit lacking here in defense at the moment for the Union. MIBR looking to capitalize off that.
Aggression down B stairs now as there's some mid control being taken by MIBR. Turtle is exposed and he loses that B duel. Burns and Anjota, however, is bringing things back for MIBR. Henny's coming down towards Gon's position. He's made noise, but that doesn't matter at all. He is not daunted. He'll swing in, take the fight as the bomb goes down. And LCM and Enviat with a very tough choice. Do they save? Do they attempt this 2v4 retake? And the thing is, if they lose this one, it's 14-8. But they lose it and lose these guns, it's almost guaranteed 15-8.
Yeah, it's not worth the risk right now. You've already won one of those kind of quasi force spy comes through. You're hoping to get that maybe next round as well. Harness the same magic with another force spy. Keep MIBR away from closing this game out. It's risky calls all around when it gets down to this late in the game. But nonetheless, I think MIBR exploiting that really good call coming through from them to run it down mid right there. Just kind of 3 players contacting it out. It's a risky call from them as well, but they can afford it. Those risks, because they found the perfect gap on the Union. There was no one early on towards mid. Everyone was either B or A early on in that round. And despite having some minor success towards that B attack, they were able to quickly collapse with that mid control that they gathered.
Yeah, and that's kind of what it was too, was a collapse on the site. It was a great pincer maneuver, perfectly executed. And MIBR are setting themselves up for success after a bit of a slide. Paiva goes for the op peak this time, tosses that back to LCM, who will toss a flash in for Denviet to peek off of. But Denviet has a bit of a gap. He's found nothing, though. No concrete evidence. And backs away as the smoke fades. 3 players all towards yellow and side hall. A lot of aggression this direction from the Union. Jota throwing up utility out towards B. Turtle spying things out. Has the angle and the opener. There's that entry for him towards B, but they don't know Gon is back behind Signbox.
I think they heard that footsteps.
Did they know there's still another?
Oh!
Doesn't even matter. Turtle's quick with it right now. And yeah, he's not a player you normally harp on in this squad because of aim like that.
He's definitely coming to form here, but Danviet finds 2 back. It's just not enough, though. Numbers advantage so massive that even if you find that 2-for-1 trade, it's not worth it. You go down, that's the round, and LCMM just far too removed from the situation here. Again, looking to save onto that op. It's familiar territory here. I don't even know if this time he'll be able to. He's knife out, not expecting any on the lurk, and look at it. Oh, prize that he can claim. An AWP in this round, and backs against the wall for the Union as they call their timeout.
Free artillery donation to Henny. I'm sure he'll be very happy with that. Probably dropping a thank you in chat for the donations, you know. He's always accepting those. And as for the Union, they're going to have to force up here. Last ditch buy. They cannot afford to lose one of the next 7. Got to go 7 straight to get to overtime and stay alive in the RMR qualifier. There still are a couple of more, but of course you want to qualify as early as possible. You want to make sure you have your ticket punched. And right now, their ticket is about to be shredded. A FAMAS M4's not 1 diffuse kit. The utility, it's about as mediocre as it can get. It's not bad, it's not good. It's passable. But is it enough? MIBR with all the trimmings. And if Turtle drops another round like that, it's not going to be pretty. Paiva with an opener. Henny and Exit, though, returning a couple of frags here. Ooh. Exit gets a trade as well. All down to 2 is Roz and Danviet to try and stay alive here against Maiden Brazil, who want to book their spot back to the major. It's part of their goal. The addition of Henny helps a lot. All to 1 now. And Exit is turning up.
Yeah, Exit wants to get to that best of 3 stage. Like you said, it's just going to be a huge weight off of MIBR's shoulders. If they can qualify in this first qualifier, they don't have to worry about it later on. Who wants to, right? Why procrastinate when you get the job done early? That's exactly what they're thinking, and I think that's going to be closer to a reality here if they could just close out this best of 1. They still got a little bit more to go. Best of 3 tomorrow, but I think they got this locked in. I think they'll be meeting their opponents here soon, and yeah, Henny to close. Fitting in right there. The Union, a great run